Hello and welcome back to Dangaronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. In this episode, we're actually pretty close to finishing this trial because in the last episode, we got through the halfway point, through the intermission. So, I think I'm pretty close to figuring out who could have murdered Nekomaru / Mekamaru. Oh well, let's just shut up, clock in, and load out. I don't know the order of that. Oh well.
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was on, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
Okay, but how does the killer set the alarm, though? I thought only he sets the alarm.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right?
So this is where it comes into play. Is the murderer technically himself by accident, or is it the person who made all this happen? Who orchestrated it to happen like this? Oh, it's interesting.
Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make it fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off.
But the doorknob came off. Not just so the wire would slip off, but the doorknob came with.
In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
Kind of, but oh well.
But Nekomaru
Semantics.
didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off. When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Yep, and he had also just fucking... Was this the doorknob? Yes, because we started off in Strawberry. Yeah, we started off in Strawberry, and he was yanking on that bitch for so long.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... Okay, I should just shut up. In that case, I shall use my full power! With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all of his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. One particular doorknob, but... but it was really wimpy sounding. Not yet. Here it comes. The incredible strength of 1 million horsepower! I have too much fun doing stupid shit. Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here! If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said.
What did she say exactly?
I'm just a pest.
Oh.
No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Okay, one of those I can agree with, but not the aggravated part. I could say pig. You are not a pest. You are a pig at times, but you still are a human who has emotions, who can be horny at times, but you need to control it.
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
Oh, this is not the thing that I thought was gonna happen.
I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
So he had to warm himself up to the idea of being mistreated. And now I love this.
This guy, he gets off on this.
No, he was trying to. He was trying his hardest to. Because he didn't like it at first, and then he had to reset himself.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down.
Yep.
That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
it doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened to him was... Akane was right. He collided with the pillar.
I see!
I see!
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, it's like everything was the weapon.
Well, the pillar was a bonus.
Yeah.
It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
He puts so much emphasis on that, but it also might just be because, like, he was told to do that. Maybe. I don't know. Voice acting's fun. Voice acting's weird. Voice acting requires a lot of work and talent. So there's a lot more that goes into it than what I say.
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
Yep.
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed.
I'm trying to remember what exactly would I use for evidence to disprove some of this. I don't even actually know.
How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
See, like, I can just use my intuition for this. But, like, I don't know what evidence I'm supposed to use to base it off of.
That's what I want to know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. Good night button for Yuhiko's account. Wall clock. Good night button. Broken doorknob. Radio clock. Radio clock? Hold on.
We headed for Grape Tower.
Okay. Radio clock. Wait, so, were the time... Okay, so every actual clock was set for the right time, or the wrong time, in both places. Every single one, except for Nekomaru's. But he woke up at 7:30... because the alarm was set for them. But he had... Okay, let me just wait and see.
Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right? This time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Gotta
be it!
Okay. So, alright, so I prepared the right bullet. I just wanted to wait it out. The alarm that caused Nekomaru's death to rang at 7:30 a.m., but we discovered his body before 7 a.m. I need to crush one possibility at a time if I'm going to break through this contradiction. Yeah. So I have to go at it one at a time. I'll use Akane's first.
The alarm inside was set for for 7. Nekomaru died.
This time of death and one of those must...
The killer probably did some tampering.
Hmm.
They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, there. I did not remember there being that much pink there. So maybe the...
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
I don't know if this is going to be a little bit like the whole thing with the hope and then all the despair with the first one, where I'm just going to go right back into the previous arguments, but hers isn't just going to be a part of it anymore. Like the opposite. Oh, no. I just never shot at anybody else's after that. But this might also just progress it to a different state. I don't know. All right.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
His clock, yes.
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
And not just that.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
Seriously, how hard is your cock right now if you're doing all this shit? You just gotta, you have to be stroking it or something. Because there's no way that you just get this far up your own... Ugh.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
Okay, the two of them are just still going back and forth.
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
It's time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something? Maybe we're misunderstanding something? Think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Oh, logic type. Okay. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to spell anything, because I don't know what I would have spelled there. I honestly have no idea what I would have spelled there. Woo! Woo! Oh, it automatically jumps for you. You only have to jump over these gaps. Gotcha. Alright, first question. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? The time in the building. Okay. I cut that off very short. I just realized. Oh, I transferred my hand over to space to do that because I'm so used to using space to jump in other games. I only have to hit control for this. I was wondering if I was ever gonna have to do that. Which clock was tampered with? Nekomaru, the building's clocks, yeah. And technically they can use apostrophe S in this case because it's not just one. Oh, this was cool. Finally some, like, advancements in this. Woo! I can't imagine what the latter half of this, or the last few trials are going to be like when it gets around to it. Okay. Question 3. Which house had the wrong time? Both houses, I thought. Oh, wait, yeah, duh. Like, every house had the time. Whoa! Oh, I didn't even notice those blue things. I was seriously about to die if there had been one in front of me, because I just let go and I was like, full steam ahead!
It's all coming together. You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks had been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
You know what I do like about Logic Dive? It treats the game the way that I treat the entire game. Like, I'm trying to connect everything before I learn more information, and then once I learn more information along the way, I can add it in, and then it adjusts into a different path. Kind of like how Gintama explains what happens if an anime catches up to a manga too fast, and then it diverts and everything. Or like multiverse theory.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
I don't know. Humans have good internal timers, like I've said.
This is truly fantastic!
Oh, wait! I've mentioned that! Oh, that is so good! Oh my god, I've mentioned that before. Humans have internal timers based off hunger and sleep. The only thing that they could really base it off of was if they got enough sleep. And because of all their hunger, they can't really... Oh my god, that is so well thought out. Oh my god, I gotta give this game more praise.
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
It was 5:30 when the crashing happened at the same time. So it was off by 2 hours, if I remember correctly. Or there might be a few minutes in between. I don't remember. She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify how much time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Probably Fuyuhiko's account. Strange feeling in tower. Hold on. I'll listen to the first
Time
thing.
in the building was all messed up.
I tried to destroy that, but oh well. Where's Fuyuhiko? Okay. Apparently Fuyuhiko saw Nekomaru walking toward the first floor of Strawberry House at 5 a.m. And that would have been around 7 a.m., so 2 hours. Okay. Yep. Prepare Fuyuhiko's bullet, but I'll let everything
Then we can
pan out.
only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
Only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough. We would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
Akane's account. Yeah. By how much did the killer adjust the time inside the building? How much would I even figure that? How would I even figure that out? It's Akane's account, right? Apparently Akane heard a rumbling noise at around 5:30 a.m. But which part do I agree with?
Then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
Let me...
The time of death
The rumbling, right?
was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell.
There we go.
I agree with that. That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Ooh. This is important because I don't remember if Chiaki and Sonya heard the noise.
Rumbling?
Yes, it was Gundam! I called it from the very fucking beginning!
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonya?
I fucking called it! Oh, I'm so happy!
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Chiaki. Chiaki, come on. Come through. I am so close.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
Was it ever mentioned that there was soundproofing? I think there might have been. I think that might have been mentioned. I know that there was no drafts. But what was the other part? What was the other plus?
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pains.
Oh. You were awake the whole night, but you never heard it?
Nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
The voice actor said probably, but that says probably. Oh well.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Wait, hold on. What did it do? Hold on. Brrr, let me go back and read Sonia's thing. Yeah. That sound everyone heard, I did not hear it at all. I could not sleep at all. So she was awake, but she just didn't hear it.
Excellent work, Akane.
If that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m., it's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me.
I see.
I called it from the
Nekomaru's
very
alarm went off at 7:30.
fucking
And
beginning.
if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30,
But why would... The moment I figure out who it is, my mind immediately switches from, yes, I figured out who the murderer is, but to, why? Why did you kill them? What was the reason? Why did I do that in my protagonist voice?
that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they could lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right?
His internal timer.
From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure out only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is... Monokuma Tai Chi, massage time... What? The clock's alarm to draw everyone else away? But, this is another one where I'm unsure. Okay.
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they messed with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us? We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time. That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
When I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I wonder if Nekomaru hung around to make sure that everybody was going on time. I wonder, because if it was at 7 a.m., he still would have been late to the Tai Chi lessons.
At that time,
Oh well.
he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule. I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Jeez, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi.
But there were 2 that were still there. Huh? Okay, odd.
But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right, because... Wait a minute. Wait, how... Yeah, okay, so they're still in Strawberry, and we have to meet in Grape Tower. That's why. So it still would have taken Nekomaru some time. Interesting. So everyone did technically skip it.
Everyone. You were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, how would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
In 30 minutes' time.
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is.
Alright, Fuyuhiko. He's putting 10 and 37 together in this case.
If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell? Who is it?
Who's the bastard?
It's gonna point toward Nagito, but it's not right. It's whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Boop, 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 boop.
You're the only one! The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
Wait a minute, hold on. Maybe I am just barking up the wrong tree with Gundam. I'm starting to doubt myself. I'm very, 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 very heavily leaning toward Gundam. But there is a little bit of doubt that maybe the whole thing with, oh yeah, the main character bullshit in that book or whatever the fuck is supposed to point toward Nagito since we took control over him or some shit. But then again, the bullet and relearning the whole shit, why would that be new to him and everything? Still leaning more toward Gundam.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
I need Chiaki to help me with this. She's the only one that I need to secure it.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
Okay. He couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
Come on, Chiaki, I need you.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
Fucking called it!
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Woohoo! Huh?
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common. Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? What the fuck am I spelling? Luxury room? What am I spelling? D... Nope. Oh, deluxe. Okay. Yeah. You. That. Alright, let me get rid of all this shit that I no longer need. Oh, wait. Whoops. There we go. There was multiple rooms, mind you. I just don't remember if there's soundproof.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
Okay.
The guest rooms.
Oh.
The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. The standard room may have so-so insulation, but it's still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
Fuck you!
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Because it is 4 rooms, not just 3, dear.
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer. Decisive factor?
Somehow, I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. Howdy!
You're the only one!
Welcome to the role of villain.
There's something I want to ask you.
Well, he also did say that he is the ultimate weapon. So I was wondering before if he literally just ratted himself out.
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
Oh no, Sonia's new world is gonna be fucking broken. I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk to her for the rest of the game, if anything.
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct?
Just out of pure luck.
Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest.
Wait a minute. Who all ate before as well? It was just Nagito, right? That didn't eat the food that was prepared? I think so. And it was red bean bread and milk.
The killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with a wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
Pure luck.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Hey! What are you doing? This ruckus. It's louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. Don't go making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
So how am I gonna fight this?
Gundam,
In a dance battle.
please, can you at least say something?
Uh-oh.
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Actually, now that you do bring that up, what's gonna end up happening to your hamsters? It's not like they were the murderers as well. It's not like they're just gonna die. Oh, Sonia's gonna take care of them, isn't she? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe they're gonna end up as our dinner.
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
No, it's not like they all stack on one another. It's 1 times 5. And they're all individual. It might require at least one of them to hear it, but still soundproof.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
I mean, you can always spout out the fact that, oh yeah, my internal clock, and it's just that exact.
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway.
Did I have to do a dance battle in the beginning?
So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Nope, I have to dance.
Hold on a sec.
Oh wait, no, I still haven't I still haven't made the manga.
You know, Hajime,
What? Now.
this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder.
I wouldn't exactly call it weirder. I'd call it more standoffish.
What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Maybe he discovered something about himself as well that he doesn't want to share.
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Did he discover that he's Makoto? I don't know.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal.
I heard it again. She said, hold on. Please hold on. The same thing with, what was the other word that I heard her say? Weird.
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Nope, he's just preparing for a mega argument.
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I'm trying to think. So I know that I have to do the dance battle, and then I have to write it out at the end. I'm trying to think of what order I have to put the words. The octagon's hatch? I don't know.
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing.
Why did you take such a gamble to put a bullet in your head, though? I'm still wondering about that.
Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Oh, okay. Wall clock, contact elevator, broken doorknob. I don't know what I'm supposed to use. I'll have to wait and listen.
Elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Nope.
As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
I'm gonna have to copy something from Nagito.
The elevator was
You know,
broken at Grape House.
Copying isn't used as much
If
in
the
this.
killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Like, it is very seldom
Since I was
used.
at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop
And
this
that's why I love her. A contradiction is when really? A contradiction is when something is obviously wrong. There's no contradiction I can shoot through. I can't shoot through, excuse me. I'm going to find out what that is. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'll shoot through the contradiction. It's like the first thing he says, right?
elevator was
The only way to
the
travel.
only means of travel between the two houses.
Okay. I was like, I know there's pink somewhere, but I don't know where to shoot yet.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
See, that's where you're wrong. We've already been told about this many a time.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Mm-hmm. Actually, has it ever been brought up? I don't remember. I feel like it was. Hey, Nagito, you want to talk again? As much as I did. Oh, you're closer the other way. Whoopsies.
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
I'm just confused about how to get back up is the issue. Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House.
Mm-hmm.
After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Okay. The roof is blackened, so I doubt that I would have been able to see it, but oh hell.
meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
There we go.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
I was waiting for that. That was never mentioned, right? I don't think that was ever mentioned.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Okie dokie. Infinity
However,
and
what if the
unlimited
killer was
flame.
unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Okay, Mr. Hulk. I don't even know what I can use as a blade. Wire? I don't fucking know.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I
Come
feed
on.
you to the progeny of vile deities?
That one's hard. His argument is exhausting. Just listening to it makes me tired. I need to skillfully cut back his words so he can't outpace me. This one is hard.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes.
I'm
Provided
trying.
you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion.
You're joking. That one requires 2?
Vile deities?
That's so dumb. The fact that you have to cut some of them twice makes me so fucking pissed. Okay.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I try. There was one that I had to cut. Okay. Okay, thank fuck. I never know if I'm winning or losing in that.
Exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
What the fuck? It probably means try providing the evidence that the killer went to the Octagon. A wire? Okay, if that's the case, I should have it too. The key that dwells in the light that will break through the darkness.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom...
Allow me to cut through those words! I love it too much, I'm sorry.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body.
You know, sometimes my intuition isn't too bad. And then sometimes it's god-awful. But my success rate is roughly, what, 90 throughout all of this? Well, except for the... okay. My success rate in preparation is 90%. But that 10% of the time, when I don't have it, is aggravatingly long. Okay, so I put myself onto a pedestal and I was like, you know what? I gotta knock myself down a peg or 5. Alright, I'm leaving this episode here. I know it's really early, but I don't know how long this can go on, and I don't want it to extend super far after, and I still need to make the manga. So, we're gonna leave it here. Hopefully you're looking forward to more, because I know I am. And condemning Gundam. I've just... Oh, am I near... What? 2 chapters? It took 2 chapters to go through all of my saves, basically. Damn. Okay. Thank you for coming out. But for now, I'll leave you with one final message. And that being, have a nice day.